What's up, everyone? It has been a journey, almost a 2-day testing and elaboration video for the M2 Pro MacBook Pro. I have finally made it to home base in Atlanta. I'm going to be staying in a hotel for a bit before kind of doing the normal staying at friend's house, etc. And what I wanted to showcase in this video is the M2 MacBook Pro, which after about 2 days of traveling, or a day and a half doing a full work day and then about to get into my second work day, I want to showcase this right now on battery. Hopefully we'd see this on camera. On battery, lasting for 22 hours. Now, of course, this is not full energy impact. This has been, obviously I've been on an airplane traveling, and it's at 50% battery life. So I guess just wanted to talk about in some of this footage I'm going to showcase and do some voiceover on how the device did on a full day of work and traveling. And so you could leverage this information if you're deciding to get this device, if you're traveling a lot, maybe as a travel consultant, or maybe you're on a road trip and still need to do some work. Just kind of talking about that. And so, just straight up previously from my other laptops, the Windows laptops, the AMD chipset, I don't know if people are aware of this because most of my viewers are Apple fans. The AMD chips, they can't sleep, so you have to hibernate or turn off your laptop. And even then, I just pulled out my G15, it's over there, while I have Dota on, and literally the battery went from 80% to 8% just being in hibernate. So just kind of wanted to showcase my thoughts on using this device for a full day of Teams meetings, WebEx meetings, and airdropping and even prepping some of this YouTube video. So let's get into it right now. So 24 hours from this intro, I'm doing this voiceover because I was in Bozeman, Montana, had the Big Sky Resort. We were staying at a hotel, so it's kind of messy. You're seeing kind of the non-glamorous real day in the life. And it's because actually Michelle had fractured her ankle, so she's resting it up, and me and my friends, some of us working remote. So this is kind of a workflow for people who share travel lifestyles with people working remote. I actually had to leave the room because some people had calls. It was kind of loud for me and I had to hop on my call. So hopped out of the room, was taking calls, as you can see here on screen. This particular one in the morning at 7:40 a.m. lasted about a couple of hours, but just wanted to talk about the showcase that the M2 MacBook Pro, M2 Pro MacBook Pro, just like the previous version, handles Windows well, and I think Microsoft has optimized their apps to utilize kind of the full silicone views, so getting good performance and good battery life at 100% charge. Even now, 7:47 a.m. It's been about an hour of having the machine on and on some calls, and even obviously recording some of the screen with OBS. It says that the time remaining is 10 hours, so pretty good for this device so far. And of course, I did extended test it, so let's go through more of the day of what it looked like using this device. So yeah, getting ahead of myself in comments, you can see here, it's literally started OneDrive, fresh install from the App Store. I log it in, it starts that Finder process, and it's got to sync like a lot of files. So I have a lot of files on my work OneDrive, and so it has to process and make the finders right. This is I'm going to blur everything for privacy reasons, but so many files synced, kind of showcasing some of the stuff there from like a blurred perspective. But you just gotta trust me, I have a lot of files synced on my OneDrive. So actually getting into some stuff, what I'm doing is that the files I needed to download and save locally on my device for the work that I would need to do while I'm traveling on the airplane. And so I was just showcasing, because I've done this before in previous tests where you just open a bunch of files. So I'm opening almost like 30 files. You can see Word kind of bouncing around. I think because it's the first time I've used Word, so this particular test doesn't necessarily count, but it does open all the files rather quickly. And then I, of course, do the test again. So this is shown in real time of all these things popping up. Then, of course, there are some Word prompts that affect the whole opening up test. But yeah, I would say rather smoothly, just opens up most of the stuff that I need to review when I would be on offline mode. So after working for a bit on my lunch break, we did have to get to the Bozeman airport, and so I was taking a call that actually took an hour long, and trying to kind of hide some things, but you can see here it went from 8 o'clock in the morning to I think this was around noontime, 10% battery loss, and you could see hey, not bad perks of working remote is you get some mountain views, and if you lived in Bozeman the whole time, that could be a cool view. And of course, Michelle's still injured and trying to make it through the day. So yeah, really taking a Teams call, having video on, having people's videos on. You can see this meeting took around an hour, and this was at 10:20 a.m. So actually 5 hours since when I started my day. And of course, having some travel time getting to the airport, so it wasn't running a laptop smoothly. But interestingly, the time remaining stated like 3 hours, so I'm not exactly sure where the impact came from. Probably from some airdrops, and I'm not recording every single meeting, so. But yeah, made it all the way to Denver for another stopover. I didn't really use the laptop too much here because I actually had to get our bags and prepare some stuff, but Michelle was set up to ready to work remote, and wasn't doing work. I'm kind of watching these crazy Dota 2 playoffs and that might be part of your day. And you can see here not a lot of battery drain. It still says 2 hours left, but it goes to 74% at 3 p.m. What's going on, guys? So for this outro, I actually recorded the whole video off battery, but then I plugged in now, and after looking at the outro I realized it had desktop audio that I didn't want to record. So I had this whole chat about how awesome it was, but you can see here it got to 24 hours plus on battery, and then I even edited this video a little bit before I finally recorded or finally plugged in. So yeah, this will last a whole day, and compared to a Zephyrus G15 where you have to hibernate AMD laptops and just close the machine, open it, worked well. And I will point out that the only other device that matches this performance is kind of the AMD laptops that have also great battery life. And if you get the gaming laptops with NVIDIA Optimus, you could do the mux switch or whatnot and disable the graphics card so you could get kind of the best of gaming and battery life. Now with that said, this machine is very powerful. I was able to do like some tracking in here. It literally took like instantaneously, just like boom, I'm tracking this image, pixelate what I need to pixelate or blur what I need to blur out. So I don't know if I don't even remember what I talked about. Something about being just going off the cusp and not using too much scripts is I kind of just say what's on my mind. So I will say, look, Pixelate is great. This machine has worked perfect. I prefer the 14-inch form factor compared to Zephyrus G15, and I have to use less devices. So that means I don't have to bring my Rode NT to make all these videos I've been making in the past. And obviously I'm traveling. I just use the microphone. It seems pretty well compared to some Windows laptops. The microphones are not that great, and the fan isn't great as well. So I'd have to do some post-processing to reduce the noise. And then the iPhone camera doing AirDrop, and even right now it's using continuity camera running off OBS. So it's pretty nice to have kind of lag-free, almost 1080p webcam type from the iPhone 13, iPhone 14. And of course, if you do need a DSLR, you could use a DSLR and hook it up to this machine. But I just find that for traveling light, this machine almost is like the perfect portability setup for doing Teams, WebEx, Office, and if you do YouTube or your, whatever you're doing as a side gig or even your main gig, this is kind of a really good device for doing that. So I think from a 24-hour test, I'm doing what I'm showcasing. Hopefully, well, I wasn't even showcasing it. Well, do I want to record? How can I do this? I could show cuts of the old video, but I didn't have the desktop capture in, so let me go back. Here you can see it was 24. I'll probably do it in post and add the 24 hours I was showcasing, but yeah, edited this whole timeline off battery. So yeah, pretty good machine. So if you guys like kind of this extended test, I'll go back to testing games and stuff of that nature. Yeah, this is the device to pick up. And if you guys like some of this content or want to follow me more on travel tech reviewer, you could follow this channel or look at my personal channel. I'm putting some more like self-development type stuff there. So hope to see you around. Leave some comments. See you guys in the next one. Peace.